The internet thought it had seen everything. The fights, the chaos, the viral meltdowns that made Chrisean Rock and Blueface's story a non-stop roller coaster of scandal and heartbreak. But nobody was ready for this, because late last night, leaked reports surfaced about baby Chrisean Jr., and what they claimed didn't just shock fans. It shattered the internet that the whispers started in private group chats. A mysterious file dropped on Reddit. Screenshots spread across Discord servers. And then, like wildfire, they hit Twitter. Within minutes, hashtags like #Chris, #EANGRTruth, #leaked reports, and #shock files were trending worldwide. The claims inside, almost too wild to believe. According to the alleged leak, the truth about Chrisean Jr.'s upbringing, his safety, and his future had been carefully hidden now. Insiders said the documents contained court filings, secret custody discussions, and messages between people close to the family. Messages that painted a picture darker than anything fans had ever imagined. One screenshot allegedly showed an unnamed insider writing, "If this gets out, it's over. People will never look at her the same way again." Another line from the leak read simply, "The baby isn't safe in that house." The internet went feral. Fans who had defended Chrisean through every scandal were suddenly left speechless. Others who had doubted her from the beginning screamed, "We told you so." TikTok filled with tearful reaction videos. One fan sobbed into the camera, "I can't believe this is real. That poor baby." Another posted an edit of Chrisean Jr.'s photos with captions like, "He didn't ask for this life." Even celebrities chimed in. Rapper responses flooded Twitter. Influencers went live to discuss the leaks like they were breaking news. Everyone had an opinion, but nobody had answers. And then came the most chilling part of the reports: the name of the person who allegedly leaked them. Fans scrolled through the files in disbelief. Because, according to the metadata, the leaks didn't come from some random hacker or a bitter ex-employee. They appeared to come from inside the family circle. Gasps echoed across the internet. Who would betray Chrisean like this? Who would risk everything to spill the truth about her son? Theories exploded instantly. Some pointed to Blueface's side of the family. Others whispered it was someone from Chrisean's inner circle. A few dared to speculate it came from someone even closer. Someone she trusted completely. But the reports didn't stop at vague allegations. They included details specifics too disturbing to ignore. Claims about late-night arguments. Claims about neglect. Claims about things nobody ever wanted to imagine happening to an innocent child. And Candace Owens herself. She posted one cryptic tweet after the leaks dropped. "The truth always finds its way out. And when it does, you'll wish you never defended the lies." Fans erupted. Was Candace hinting she knew what was inside the files? Had she been waiting to pounce on the story all along? The internet melted into chaos. Supporters begged Chrisean to speak out. Haters demanded the baby be rescued. And in the middle of the storm, one terrifying question loomed over everything. Were the leaked reports true? The truth about Chrisean Jr. was out. And it was uglier than anyone expected. But the most shocking part? According to insiders, the leaks that surfaced last night were only part one, because locked away in private group chats, there are more files, more screenshots, more evidence. And if those drop, the truth about Chrisean Jr. won't just shock the internet, it will destroy reputations forever. And just as fans were still processing the chaos, a new post appeared from the anonymous account that started it all. 3 words, no context. No explanation. He's not safe. The internet froze to understand why these leaked reports about Chrisean Jr. have the internet in a chokehold. You need to rewind the tape. Because this wasn't just any baby born into any family. This was a child born into one of the most toxic, unpredictable, and public relationships the rap industry has ever seen. For years, Chrisean Rock and Blueface's saga has played out like a reality show gone horribly wrong. Their romance was never soft, never sweet, it was fights, arrests, viral clips. and a storm of chaos that seemed to follow them everywhere they went. And fans ate it up. The world first started paying attention when Chrisean, a promising athlete turned aspiring rapper, became linked to Blue. The controversial West Coast rapper known for his offbeat flow and even more offbeat antics. What started as mentorship quickly spiraled into obsession, then into romance, then into something far darker. Clips of their fights leaked online like clockwork. Chrisean swinging fists in a hotel hallway. Blueface mocking her missing tooth on Instagram Live. Breakups, makeups, betrayals, reconciliations. It was a carousel of dysfunction, spinning faster every year. And yet, through it all, one thing became clear. The chaos was profitable. Every fight went viral. Every scandal boosted streams. Their relationship wasn't just love, was content. Then, in late 2022, the bombshell dropped. Chrisean announced she was pregnant. The internet erupted. Some celebrated, others groaned. She can't even take care of herself, critics said. How is she going to raise a baby? Blueface added gasoline, publicly doubting he was the father, tweeting dismissively about the pregnancy. Fans thought it was another stunt, another ploy for attention. But as months went by, the pregnancy became very real. And in September 2023, baby Chrisean Jr. was born. Fans hoped the baby would calm the chaos. That maybe, just maybe, parenthood would transform Chrisean and Blueface, forcing them to grow up, forcing them to protect their son above all else. But that hope didn't last, because instead of peace, the drama escalated. Blueface and Chrisean weaponized the baby against each other on social media. One day, Chrisean was posting sweet photos with Junior, saying she was mommy for life. The next, Blueface was tweeting accusations, hinting that the baby wasn't safe, accusing Chrisean of being reckless, partying too much, neglecting responsibilities. It turned into a custody circus before Junior could even crawl. Blueface's mother, Carlisa, chimed in constantly, claiming she needed to step in for the child's safety. Chrisean clapped back with fury, calling Blueface's family snakes. Every messy fight spilled onto Instagram Live. Fans saw baby bottles in the background of screaming matches. They saw Junior in Chrisean's arms while she yelled at Blueface through the camera. And slowly, unease began to grow. Is the baby okay? Fans asked. Does anyone actually care about JR? Or is he just another prop in this endless drama? That question haunted social media for months. Then came the court rumors. By early 2024, whispers spread of custody filings. Some claimed Blueface was pushing for shared custody. Others said Chrisean was fighting to keep Junior fully under her care. Nothing was confirmed, but screenshots allegedly showing lawyers' names and family court documents began circulating in fan forums. The picture was becoming clearer. Behind the viral fights and Instagram stories, there was a serious battle happening, a battle for Chrisean Jr.'s future. And then, just when people started to wonder if the storm would die down, the leaks dropped. According to the reports, insiders close to both Blueface and Chrisean had grown worried not just about the parents fighting, but about the environment Junior was being raised in. The documents allegedly detailed late-night screaming matches, missed medical appointments, and concerns from people. The most chilling part? The metadata suggested the leaks didn't come from an outsider. They came from someone inside the family circle. That revelation flipped everything upside down because now the betrayal wasn't just about Chrisean and Blueface's. Toxic Psych Elite was about someone close to them breaking ranks, deciding the baby's safety mattered more than loyalty. Who could it be? Fans immediately pointed fingers. Some believed it was Blueface's mother, Carlisa, who had always been vocal about Junior. Others thought it was one of Chrisean's own sisters, tired of watching the chaos. A few theorists even claimed it was Blueface himself, secretly leaking documents to destroy Chrisean's credibility. But nobody knew for sure. And the mystery only deepened when Candace Owens herself threw shade with that cryptic tweet. The truth always finds its way out. Why would Candace comment? Did she have inside info? Was she amplifying the story to score points? Or wildest theory of all, did she somehow have access to the files herself? The internet didn't know what to believe. But one thing was clear. The truth about Chrisean Jr. was no longer private, and the leaked reports had revealed just enough to make fans terrified for him. But here's the part that kept everyone awake at night. Insiders swore that what dropped publicly was just phase one. That there were more files, more screenshots, more recordings waiting to be unleashed. And according to one anonymous insider, if the rest gets out, it won't just shock fans. It will end careers. It will change everything. The betrayal had begun. The war for Chrisean Jr. wasn't in court anymore, it was in the public eye. And the ugliest part, the leaks hinted that Jr.'s safety was only one piece of the puzzle. The real bombshells, still locked away, might involve secrets about money, deals, and betrayals deeper than anyone could imagine. The first leak shocked everyone. The second could burn it all to the ground. When the first screenshots from the leaked reports hit Twitter, nobody knew what they were looking at. The files looked like bland legal documents at first, black and white pages, case numbers, and courtroom headers. But when fans zoomed in and began reading, the reality sent shockwaves across every platform. The words child welfare and custody review were stamped at the top. The internet froze. According to the documents, there had already been private investigations into Chrisean Jr.'s well-being. Anonymous reports filed months earlier claimed that the baby had been present during volatile arguments between Chrisean and Blueface. One report described unsafe home conditions, though no details were made public in that page. And then came the first screenshot that broke hearts. Worldwide, it wasn't a legal document. It was a text exchange. On one side, the messages came from someone allegedly close to Chrisean. On the other, an unidentified family associate. The messages read, "I'm telling you, the baby isn't safe there. I've seen it myself. Stop talking. If you leak this, she'll know it was you. I don't care anymore. Someone has to protect him." The internet erupted. Who sent these texts? Who was willing to risk betrayal to protect Chrisean Jr.? Fans flooded Reddit threads with theories. Some believed the texts came from one of Chrisean's siblings, pointing to past public fights she'd had with her family. Others thought it was one of Blueface's relatives. Tired of being ignored, but then came the real nuclear moment. A blurred-out screenshot of Chrisean herself, ALLEGEDLY, yelling in a FaceTime call, surfaced with the caption, "This is the environment he's in." The clip was shaky, low quality, but you could clearly see a baby bottle tipped on its side in the corner, and Chrisean screaming into the camera with tears streaming down her face. Was it real? Was it staged? Nobody could say for sure. But fans didn't wait for answers. Twitter exploded with threads. "This is abuse. She's unfit. That baby deserves better." But just as critics sharpened their knives, defenders jumped in. "This doesn't prove anything." They screamed. "Every mom has breakdowns. Stop demonizing her. This is just what they want you to see." And then the first twist detonated. Because buried in the leaked files was a name. Not Blueface. Not Chrisean. Not even a lawyer. It was a relative of Chrisean Rock herself. The metadata from the files pointed back to her own bloodline. One of her family members. Fans couldn't believe it. The betrayal wasn't coming from outside. It was coming from the inside. Someone Chrisean trusted had turned over information about her and her son. Theories went wild. Could it be her brother, who once publicly called her toxic? Could it be one of her sisters who had clashed with her live on Instagram? Or was it someone even closer? Someone who had been in her home recently, watching her with Junior firsthand. TikTok sleuths pounced, combing through Chrisean's old lives and family posts, looking for clues. One viral TikTok showed clips of Chrisean's sisters saying the baby deserves better. It's played side by side with the leaked text. "The baby isn't safe." Millions of views. Tens of thousands of comments accusing her. But the alleged betrayal wasn't the only thing in the files. There was also a section that mentioned substance concerns. The leak claimed that investigators had looked into whether Chrisean's lifestyle, including late nights, public fights, and alleged partying posed risks to Junior. The documents didn't say whether anything was proven, but just the words alone lit the internet on fire. Critics dragged her instantly. She's unfit. This proves it. That baby deserves a new home. Defenders doubled down harder. This is slander. You know how many mothers get investigated unfairly? They're targeting her because she's famous. The divide turned brutal. And then Blueface himself poured gasoline on the flames. He tweeted, "Told y'all. I been said Junior wasn't safe with her. Now y'all see." Fans went ballistic. Some accused him of being behind the leak. Others said he was celebrating instead of stepping up. Screenshots of his past posts where he denied being the father, mocked Chrisean during her pregnancy, and aired their private battles spread across the internet with captions like, "Now you want to play Father of the Year." The chaos was total, and just when fans thought it couldn't get darker, another screenshot dropped. This one was allegedly from a group chat between multiple people in Chrisean's family. The blurred messages showed someone writing, "We can't keep this secret forever. People need to know." Another responded, "If we expose her, she'll never forgive us." The reply was chilling. "Better she hates us than something happens to that baby." The internet froze. This wasn't just betrayal. This was family turning against family, claiming they were doing it for Junior safety. But was it genuine concern or calculated sabotage? That was the question ripping fans apart. Some believed Chrisean's family leaked the documents because they truly feared for the baby. Others thought it was jealousy, spite, and an attempt to destroy her at her most vulnerable moment. But one thing was undeniable. The leaked reports weren't vague rumors anymore. They had receipts, they had family ties, and they painted a picture of a baby caught in the middle of a war bigger than he could ever understand. And then came the chilling cliffhanger, because at the very end of the leaked document, one line stood out. A line allegedly written by a caseworker: "If additional evidence surfaces, immediate action will be required." The internet erupted with one horrifying question: what other evidence is out there? Just when fans thought they had processed the first wave of leaked reports, the internet was hit with something far more devastating. Audio at 2 a.m. An anonymous Twitter account dropped a 45-second voice recording. No names were spoken, no faces shown, but fans swore they recognized the voices immediately. The recording was grainy, but the words were unmistakable. Female voice: "She's not ready to raise that baby. You've seen it yourself." Male voice: "I know, but if we leak too much, it'll backfire." Female voice: "Better that than something happening to him. I can't sit by and do nothing." The internet froze. To fans, the female voice sounded eerily like one of Chrisean's sisters. The male voice. Speculation exploded instantly. Some thought it was Blueface's cousin. Others swore it was one of his managers. But the point wasn't just who was on the call, it was what they were saying. Because if real, it proved that Chrisean Jr.'s family members had secretly conspired behind her back to leak information about her parenting. And the worst part? They framed it as if they were doing it for the baby. The recording spread like wildfire. Hashtags like #SaveChris, EANGR, and #FamilyBetrayal shot to the top of Twitter. TikTok users posted tearful reactions, editing the leaked audio over sad piano tracks with captions like this: "Baby never asked for this life. Baby never asked for this life." Within hours, the war took a new turn. Because Blueface's mother, Carlisa, entered the chat. She went live on Instagram, smiling coldly into the camera. "I told y'all from day one," she said. "That baby ain't safe over there. Y'all dragged me, y'all called me crazy, but now the truth is coming out. And let me tell you something, it's worse than you think." The comments exploded. Some fans agreed with her instantly. "Carlisa, been warning us. Others roasted her for using the moment to settle old grudges. This ain't about the baby. It's about your obsession with your son's life. But Carlisa didn't stop. She claimed she had seen documents herself. She hinted that agencies were already circling. And then, in a chilling moment, she said, "If y'all knew what I know, you wouldn't be asking if the baby's safe. You'd be asking how he even survived this long." The internet went berserk. Was Carlisa bluffing? Did she really have insider knowledge? Or was she piggybacking on the leaks to get attention? Nobody knew, but her comments only fanned the flames. And then came the next shock, a second batch of leaks. This time, the documents weren't about messy arguments or neglect rumors. They were about money, according to the leaks. Someone close to Chrisean had accused her of using Junior as leverage for financial deals, securing brand partnerships, spiffy donations, and clout, all tied to her image as a mother. One alleged message read, "Without Junior, her brand collapses. She knows it. That's why she keeps putting him in every post." Fans erupted with rage. Defenders argued every mom posts about their baby. Critics claimed she was exploiting him for fame. The debate turned vicious. And then, in the middle of the storm, Blueface dropped another bomb. He tweeted, "Y'all only seen the first call. There's more. Way more." The internet lost its mind. Did Blueface have recordings too? Was he hinting that he'd expose Chrisean himself? Or was he bluffing to stay relevant in the narrative? Candace Owens fanned the flames even further. She went on her podcast and dropped a sly comment. "You know what happens when you put fame before family? You get betrayal. And the worst betrayal always comes from the ones closest to you." Fans connected the dots instantly. Was Candace implying she had seen the reports herself? Or that she had inside sources in the family feud? The scandal wasn't just about Chrisean anymore. It was about who knew what, who was helping spread it, and then came the most devastating reveal of all. A blurred-out photograph. ALLEGEDLY attached to the leaked files began circulating on Reddit. It appeared to show baby Chrisean Jr. sitting alone in a cluttered living room while voices argued in the background. The image was grainy, distorted, but to fans, it was enough. The captions that spread with it were brutal. This is what they didn't want us to see. Protect him at all costs. Within hours, fans launched a full-blown campaign. #SaveChrisEANGR flooded social media. Petitions demanded child services step in. Others accused the leakers of exploiting Junior for their own agendas. The internet was split. But one thing was clear. The baby was no longer just a child. He had become the center of a global scandal. And just when it felt like things couldn't get worse, the anonymous account that had leaked the audio returned with one chilling post. A single screenshot of a folder on a desktop computer. The folder name, Chrisean Jr. Full Evidence. Underneath, the caption read, "What we released so far is nothing. Phase 2 is coming." The internet panicked. If Phase 1 had already shocked the world, what horrors were locked inside Phase 2? And who was orchestrating this campaign from the shadows? The truth was about to get uglier. Much uglier. By the time Phase 1 of the leaks had circulated for 48 hours. The internet wasn't just buzzing, it was in total meltdown. What began as whispered screenshots on Reddit had turned into a global flashpoint. Twitter was split down the middle. On one side were the hashtags, #SaveChrisEANGR and #ProtectTheBaby. Millions of tweets from horrified fans demanding action. On the other side, defenders launched #StandWithChrisEAN, insisting the leaks were fabricated, malicious, and designed to tear a mother down in her most vulnerable moment. But this wasn't just fandom chatter anymore. Real institutions were starting to take notice. Within days, rappers, influencers, and reality stars jumped into the fray. Cardi B posted cryptically on Instagram, "Y'all be way too invested in other people's babies. That's her child. Worry about your own." Fans debated endlessly whether she was defending Chrisean or just commenting on the circus. Meanwhile, Summer Walker shared a post saying, "If even half of what's in those leaks is true, that baby needs prayers. Fame don't raise kids. People do." The comment section exploded with thousands of crying emojis and debates over whether. Summer was subtweeting Chrisean, even 50 Cent, never one to miss a scandal, posted a meme of Blueface holding a baby doll with the caption, "This whole thing like a reality show gone bad." Who leaking the episodes? But the most shocking celebrity voice came from someone nobody expected, Jada Pinkett Smith. On her show's social media, she teased an upcoming special discussion on mother's fame and betrayal, tagging #ChrisEangr in the caption. Fans went wild. Was Jada about to invite Chrisean on? Or worse, was she preparing to dissect the scandal for millions? The fandom, once united by messy entertainment, had turned into a loud war. TikTok edits flooded For You pages, many set to sad music with clips of Chrisean Jr.'s photos, captioned with lines from the leaks. "He's not safe. She's not ready." Fans cried on camera, vowing to be his voice. Others clapped back with just as much passion. "Y'all acting like you know this baby personally." One TikToker snapped, "The internet always exaggerates. Y'all want to take a black woman's child away because of gossip. Do better." The duets and stitches turned TikTok into a battlefield. One side begged for intervention. The other side screamed about slander and systemic bias. Both sides trended with millions of views. Then came the moment that changed everything. A verified account belonging to a well-known child advocacy nonprofit posted, "We are monitoring reports circulating on social media regarding Chrisean Jr. While we cannot confirm specifics, every child deserves safety and stability." The internet went nuclear. Suddenly, this wasn't just messy gossip. It was being acknowledged by organizations that deal with real-world child protection. Cable news picked it up immediately. CNN aired a segment titled, "Should Social Media Leaks Trigger Child Protection?" MSNBC called it the viral custody crisis. Fox News labeled it chaos in the hip-hop world. Every network spun the story differently. But one thing was clear. Chrisean Jr. was now at the center of a national debate about fame, motherhood, and the blurred line between entertainment and real life. Carlisa wasn't done either. She went live again, pacing around her kitchen with a glass of wine in hand. "I told y'all, I'll keep saying it," she ranted. "This ain't no gossip. This ain't no rumor. This is facts. They all know it, and that's why they scared. All know it, and that's why they scared." At one point, she even waved what looked like a stack of papers in front of the camera, claiming, "Y'all want to see receipts? I got receipts." Fans begged her to show the documents, but she refused, grinning as comments poured in. "I'll drop them when the time is right." She said the comment section was pure chaos, half praising her for speaking truth, half roasting her for clout chasing. But whether people loved or hated her, one thing was undeniable. She had made herself part of the scandal's center. The politicians react hand, then. Unbelievably, politicians entered the conversation. One congresswoman tweeted, "This story is heartbreaking. A reminder that children must always come before fame and drama. Protect the babies." The post racked up thousands of retweets, sparking debates in the replies. Critics screamed she was clout-chasing off a celebrity baby. Supporters praised her for speaking truth. Even local Los Angeles officials were asked on record whether child services should intervene. One councilman told a reporter, "We don't discuss individual cases. But if public reports suggest neglect, agencies are obligated to act." The internet erupted with speculation. Was CPs already watching Chrisean? Had the leaks forced them to take action? Candace couldn't resist either. She dedicated an entire podcast episode to the leaks. Speaking with dramatic pauses, "Ladies and gentlemen, what we're witnessing isn't just a scandal. It's a tragedy. A baby caught in chaos. A family torn apart. And a culture that glorifies dysfunction until a child becomes the collateral damage." Her fans praised. her for saying what others wouldn't. Her haters dragged her for using a baby to push her agenda. But regardless of where people stood, her clip went viral, racking up millions of views in a single day. And just when the US seemed consumed, the story spread internationally. UK tabloids plastered headlines like "Leaked reports claim rap star's baby at risk." Nigerian blogs picked it up with emotional commentary about motherhood. Even Australian morning shows discussed the shocking reports about American rapper Chrisean Rock's infant son. The scandal had gone global, and in the middle of it all, baby Chrisean Jr. was being spoken about everywhere in languages, in countries and headlines he could never understand. Then, at the height of the frenzy, the anonymous leaker returned. They posted one chilling message: Phase 2, the videos. No screenshots, no explanation. Just those words. Fans lost their minds. Were there videos of Chrisean? Videos of Junior? Videos proving the allegations? The possibilities were endless and terrifying. One fan tweeted, "If they got video evidence, this is over. Her career, her custody, everything." Another replied, "Or it proves the leaks are fake. Either way, this will change everything." The countdown had begun. The world was waiting for Phase 2, and nobody knew how far the leakers were willing to go. The world was holding its breath. For days, people debated, argued, and dissected every screenshot and every leaked word. But nothing could prepare them for what happened next. The anonymous leaker who had promised Phase 2 finally delivered, and what dropped was darker, scarier, and more explosive than anyone dared imagine. It started with a single shaky video clip, less than 20 seconds long, uploaded to multiple anonymous accounts at once. The footage was grainy, filmed in secret, and showed a chaotic scene inside a dimly lit living room. Voices were shouting, objects clattered in the background. And in the middle of it all, a baby's cry pierced through the noise. The video was cut off before anything else could be seen. Just enough to spark panic. Just enough to make the internet spiral. Fans immediately erupted. "Is that Junior crying?" One tweet asked, racking up over 100,000 likes in an hour. "This proves it is not safe," screamed another. TikTok was flooded with slowed-down versions of the clip, with captions like, "This is what they didn't want us to see." Others insisted it was fake, staged by someone desperate for clout. But the damage was done. The image of that cry was already burned into the internet's memory. Within hours, celebrities weighed in again. One influencer went live, tears streaming down her face, whispering, "I can't believe they leaked a video with that baby in it. This is too far." Even critics who despised Chrisean agreed that whoever leaked the clip had crossed a line. But the conversation quickly turned to the obvious question. If this was just a preview, what else was on those tapes? Then came the real dagger. A blurred screenshot from the leaker's alleged evidence folder began circulating. It showed file names, each one more chilling than the last. Late Night Argument 1.mov. Baby Left Alone 2.mp4. Family Call with Receipts .wav. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. Were these actual files waiting to be dropped? Or was someone faking the entire thing for maximum drama? Blueface wasted no time inserting himself into the chaos again. He tweeted, "Told y'all, that video, just the start. Y'all gone see who been lying?" The tweet exploded instantly, with thousands accusing him of being part of the leak. Some even claimed he was orchestrating the entire thing too. Destroy Chrisean's reputation and gain custody of JR. Meanwhile, Chrisean went silent. No tweets, no Instagram stories, nothing. Her silence spoke louder than words, and fans began panicking. Some defended her, saying she was probably protecting her son from the chaos. Others accused her of hiding because the leaks were true. The silence itself became a weapon, fueling the firestorm. And then came the cliffhanger that broke the internet. The anonymous account posted again, this time with just 2 words, "Full drop." Beneath it, a countdown clock ticked down from 24 hours. The world was given a deadline. Dodd fans screamed in terror and excitement. What would be in the full drop? Were there hours of footage? Were there receipts that would end careers, prove abuse, or expose betrayal even deeper than imagined? Twitter timelines were nothing but theories, panic, and memes. TikTok detectives stayed up all night, analyzing every frame of the short clip. Convinced hidden details were lurking in the background. But the scariest speculation wasn't about Chrisean. It was about the people around her. Because if family members really were part of this leak, then Phase 2 wasn't just exposing her, was exposing the entire bloodline as the countdown ticked away. One terrifying question gripped the internet. When the full drop finally landed,